So Kentucky has a new commit, and not just for one sport. They have a new dual sport commit, Matt Ponatoski, who is a quarterback and also a shortstop, and is a star in both sports, and has a huge goal that he wants to get drafted in both sports, football and baseball. Now, Ralph, we have seen players do this, right? Like you have the Kyler
Hmm.
Murrays of the world. There are a lot of good NFL players that also play baseball and get drafted for baseball and have to make a decision on what they're going to play. The 6'1", 195-pound quarterback is just coming off being voted as the most accurate quarterback at the Elite 11 camp, which is the elite high school quarterback invitation only camp, and he was voted the most accurate quarterback there. Had a prolific season playing in Ohio. Now he is, according to On Three, I believe I think he's the 100th overall prospect and the number ninth quarterback in in the high school rankings for his class. He's an elite baseball player, though. He's a top 20 overall baseball player in the country, shortstop. So Kentucky baseball and football seemingly get their guy, and he has lofty goals to get drafted in both sports. Rob, I'll throw it to you for your thoughts on that and his lofty goal.
Props to him for having those goals because like that's something cool to go chase. Legitimately, that is something cool to go chase. From a realistic standpoint, I think baseball is the only one that's happening. But
I mean, look, also that should be maybe the like let's choose here. Like you're a top 20 overall baseball player in the class. Also, with all due respect, we see how football works out nowadays. You're a 6'1", 190-pound quarterback. Like we're talking about like you got to be elite to get drafted and be a 6'1", 195-pound quarterback, right? It just is what it is. Go play baseball. We see the money that's being thrown out for baseball. Honestly, I would tell him to lean all into that, but it is good for him to have this huge goal to, get drafted in both sports, right?
yeah, and look, Kentucky needs a quarterback. Kentucky has needed a quarterback for a couple years now. They've tried to find one, and they hit a couple in the portal, missed a couple in the portal. I think too. We'll see how long Mark Stoops stays around with Kentucky, which will be an interesting side note with this. Um, yeah, like he is a good quarterback. He's a much better baseball player. You're going to get drafted in baseball. I think even whether it's after high school, after his junior year, senior year, whatever, baseball, that's going to be there. Undersized quarterbacks like this have to have a elite trait. And nowadays, it's more than often elite sack avoidance, athleticism. You can be a really good athlete, and it doesn't translate when you got 300-pound guys who run 4.5 40s coming at you. It's a different level you have to have. And I know he's accurate at the Elite 11 camp, got that award, which is awesome. I just have a hard time predicting that that's going to translate into being drafted. We saw Anthony Richardson go top 5 in the draft after a subpar college career because he had the physical tools. The NFL more and more is going off of physical tools because like we can coach you up in the things we can coach. You have things that we can't teach, right? Size, speed, physical traits. That's what they're looking for. That's not there with him, at least right now. There's got to be some real special stuff on the field, which doesn't say that it can't happen. I just don't know if it will.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Yeah, look, I think that the having the ability to be, amongst the best quarterbacks and be voted and have all these awards and be ranked where he is definitely nothing to balk at, and his goals are nothing to balk at as well. I think someone striving to be the best in anything they do, if it is multiple things, is definitely what you want in a player with any sport. With that said, I wouldn't be surprised if it just ends up being a baseball thing for him, and that's completely fine. And he'll be in the MLB making a lot of money, and everything will be a-okay for him.
It is hard to play high level college quarterback and split your time with baseball.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
You
like
you
I'm trying to
you
think like the last person, honestly, the last person to do that, like and split their time. I think as of recently, I mean, obviously Kyler Murray did both, but what was the dude's name? Played for
Kyler
UCF.
Murray didn't do both. Kyler Murray did both in high school, but then went
He
and
didn't play
played
at
like just
Oklahoma, though?
football and got drafted. I don't think he played baseball at Oklahoma, or if he did, he stopped when he like got
Yeah,
playing time in
yeah,
football.
he might have stopped, but
Yeah, he got
the
drafted high to try and entice him to not play football. It was more of a publicity stunt than anything else.
Yeah, the
But
quarterback from UCF. I forgot his name. He was it was a
yeah,
three
but
it was a
he
three word
wasn't.
one.
Um, he also started. John Reese something.
You know what? Now this is killing me. Now I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, but he wasn't like I don't think he was like a top draft guy. He wasn't for football either.
John Rice Plumley.
Yes, and he wasn't like an NFL prospect quarterback wise. And UCF at the time was still a American Conference school. They weren't Big 12 at the time.
True.
The
Yep.
the two that come to mind for me where there were problems because guys wanted to play both were Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Were both played in school. Russell Wilson transferred from NC State to Wisconsin because the head coach at NC State at the time was like, "You can't do both. We need you here in the spring because we have a really highly rated guy behind you, Mike Glennon, who played a couple of years in the NFL as well, who's been here, and we're going to play if you're not here." And Russell Wilson was like, "All right, we're going to Wisconsin then," and the rest is history from there. Jameis Winston played both and did play baseball when he redshirted, but then became Jameis Winston won the Heisman that freshman year and then was done playing baseball because you couldn't do it. You couldn't do both. And the only reason like he was in a quarterback battle with Jacob Coker, I want to say, that before he got the job as a redshirt freshman because he wasn't there in the spring. When you play big time football at quarterback, it's such a mental game. Coaches want you around, and you really need to be around for your development to go through all that spring stuff. And it's great to have baseball. It's great to have all those natural tools, but it takes a special like guy to do both. And a lot of times when guys do both, they're not quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's fair to say. Look, I love the goals. I love the talent. Like him being as good as he is in both those sports is an
Awesome.
incredible, awesome feat. But I think it's time to maybe make a decision, and we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, he has another year of high school to play, and he put up prolific numbers in the state of Ohio last year in a really good football state. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out. And there's a lot of other things that unfold with Kentucky football that I think need to be worked out before he goes into that situation, which might help him even make that decision. But shout out to Mark for the goals that he had, and shout out to him for just being an elite athlete. He has something that not a lot of people can do. So I look forward to his future with Kentucky, with whatever sport it might be in.